As I argued yesterday on the back page of this day newspaper, this is the best of times. It is also the worst of times. And I was quoting Charles Dickens, A Tale of Two Cities, 1859.
Hi guys, as the INEC chairman Mahmoud Yakubu has concluded the 2023 presidential election and announced Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the winner and the next president of Nigeria. Guys, Rufai has dropped a serious question, which is how did Bola Ahmed Tinubu win this 2023 presidential election? That INEC broke his own laws. Guys, watch this video and hear what Rufai has to say, and don't forget to share your thought with us.
A Tale of Two Cities, what a great book. But if you remember the era at which that book was written, Charles Dickens, it was indeed a tale of two cities. It was a country of haves and have-nots. And some other books in the spirit of literature this morning that goes along that narrative where Nigeria is today as a country is the book of one of my favorite British Prime Minister, Benjamin Disraeli, and also author and writer that wrote the book Two Nations, or Sibyl, which was a very important story of the strife in Britain then among the haves, the rich, and the have-nots. Congratulations to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, his president-elect. The city boy has finally done well in the big city. Give him all his flowers. He got in there in the nick of time. He said, "Emilo kan, o de kan looto." He's president-elect today. Give him all the flowers, give him all the accolades. Congrats to him. But how did he win? He won an election that was very divided. That INEC broke its own laws, pure and simple. He won an election where INEC reneged on his own promise. And people started talking, but INEC wouldn't listen when it's been showed he broke his own laws. INEC said, "I will hurriedly go ahead," but people pointed to INEC that he broke his own laws. There are sections 60 of the Electoral Act that deal with transmission of results. People now are making the argument, INEC guideline. Is INEC guideline a law? Let's not deceive ourselves. The guidelines were there, and they are laws to be used for the elections. If there were no guidelines, if people are asking, is guideline a law? Why can't people just come to the polling units and do anything they want if there are no guidelines on how they should vote? Because the argument now is very funny. And the law is the law and the guidelines. And Section 160 of the Nigerian Constitution, with a proviso, says that INEC can make his own laws without needing approval from the president. It is there. So INEC went ahead to break its own guidelines by not transmitting results. It's as simple as that. And that is the context here. I keep hearing people talking about 25%. That's a red herring. The substantive issue here is that did INEC violate its own guidelines? When people argue all sorts, I ask them, please, for those that went to vote, if the guidelines do not matter, you just try thumbprinting your hands in such a way that you thumbprint one in one party and you use another hand to thumbprint another one in one party. The votes are invalid, isn't it?
Yes.
So that's the way it's a nullity. As long as you do not transfer, it's a nullity. Also, the capacity to be able to challenge another recount is there in Section 71 of the Electoral Act. These things are expressly stated there. As long as you do not follow it, it is a nullity. But the court will be the one to decide that. But these are the laws of the land. I mean, Dr. Ahmed, you were chief marker, examiner, lecturer par excellence for so many years. If I was in your literature class and you gave me an examination, Dr. Ahmed, and you say answer 2 out of 4, and I answer 4, what would you do? Are you not going to cancel the 2 I answered and mark the only 2 that you stipulated I should answer? These arguments are crystal clear. But you know, when you call 13 lawyers in a room you have 13 different opinions. But it is the Supreme Court, and it's incumbent on the Supreme Court to reinforce the trust of the people. For the 25%, oh, this reminds me of 1979. Fatai Williams, of blessed memory, clumsily worded, but semantically unambiguous. Those were the exact words used there. The law was clumsily worded, but semantically unambiguous. We all know the definition of "and." The 1979 Constitution that cascades down to the 1999 Constitution. In the 1979 Constitution, it stated expressly 1/4 over 2/4 over 2/3 in the 19 states of the Federation as it was then. There was no "and" FCT. Lagos was FCT. Wasn't the Federal Capital Territory. Wasn't the capital of the country. But if the Constitution in this regard says "and FCT," and FCT, Rufai, standalone entity, Dr. Abati, Mr. Efeni, and Ayo. I don't know too much, but these are the arguments out there. You can even take it as I no go school. Moving forward, President Muhammadu Buhari, his letter of congratulations reminded me pretty much of the letter or the words said by Umar Musa Yar'Adua after he won in 2007. He said, we can't say the elections have been absolved of faults. The beavers did not work. But this was what was stipulated in the law, that the beavers will work. It's also stated in the Electoral Act that a place where the beavers does not work is as good as elections not holding there. But there were places the beavers did not work, and the elections were counted. Just like Umar Musa Yar'Adua said that, I know the elections that brought me was fraught with irregularities. And what did he go further to do? He set up the Ways Commission. Apart from the congratulations and all of that. Once again, congratulations to the city boy. But in his own speech, yes, I ask, was the speech for his party members or for the Nigerian people? Because all I heard was strictly about his party members, congratulating all of them, going further to remind us how some party agents have not even been paid because of the Naira crunch. Then congratulated Baba Jide Ogala, Dr. Abati, and said, thank you for the good work you did for taming the gorilla. I heard it. I'm sure some people will argue with me that I didn't hear that. Was that complimentary at the first speech to the international community? Was it about the people that voted for you or the sufferings of the millions of people out there? But anyway, in fairness to him, he reiterated the promises. He says he will do Nigeria well. And we, the media, will hold him accountable. We will ask the questions. I just hope we are not stifled when we start to ask the questions. I just hope we are allowed to do our jobs. But he also went further to call on the three other opponents and said, work with me. We want to build Nigeria. We have to build Nigeria. And congratulations to him, because whatever we might say now, pending any, legal case, he's our president-elect. And he has become for all of us now. He's become the #1 statesman. And the things we give statesmen are gifts of kudos where he's right, and criticisms. Criticisms are the engine. It's the oil that oils the engine of any nation to success. So we congratulate him. But all those vitriol against other people were needless. The international community, everybody was watching that first attempt. He has started by going to the courts. So we might as well continue the legal battle, because the case was filed, like Dr. Bati said, in Kano yesterday, and the legal fireworks have opened. It is going to be a lot of long nights of litigation, and lawyers will be richer than anything else. I'm sure they are sharpening everything, getting ready. They have a right to earn their decent pay, please, don't get me wrong. But the big question will be, our national anthem says to build a nation where peace and justice shall reign. The question on our table as Nigerians this morning, and kudos to you, hard-fighting Nigerians, that came out to believe in this country once again, despite all that has happened, because you are the real heroes. Whatever mandate is the mandate of you, the Nigerian people. But I leave you with this. Have we built a country where justice shall reign to be able to beget peace? If we have not built that country, I'd like to quote the words of Che Guevara. Hasta victoria me siempre. Until we build that country where peace and justice shall reign. Hasta victoria me siempre.